Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Now, if you remember, not too long ago, I showed you how to make a perfect circle, just like this one, on the bandsaw using a jig that pivots on a center nail. Well, today, I'm going to show you how to make a really cool jig that'll not only turn circles, but rings, without having to freehand the inside with a jigsaw. So, stay tuned, I'll show you how to make these and these on the same jig. Now just start by removing the blade of the jigsaw, then putting it on a 1/2 inch piece of plywood that's about 2 feet long by 1.5 feet wide. And you're just going to square it up to make sure that the blade is going to be perpendicular with the length of the piece of wood, and it's going to puncture about midway through the piece of wood. Now just take you some pieces of wood that are roughly the same thickness as the height of the base of the jigsaw, and then just cut them to length. Table saw will make quick work of this using a miter gauge. Now just make sure that they're flush on the back as well as the front of the jigsaw. Now we're just going to take another piece and encase the entire jigsaw in the front. Now just take you a little bit of glue . We're going to use 5/8 inch long pin nails and then just pin it down. Now just slide the jigsaw back out. Be sure and clamp it down securely to your work table. Now, start up the jigsaw and start making your zero clearance curve. Now all we're doing here is just going to the table saw and cutting 2 small little pieces that we're going to use on the corners of the plate of the jigsaw to keep it from tilting out. Just a little bit of glue and some pin nails will hold these in place. Now we got to figure out some way for the back of the jigsaw to stay in place, and we're just going to cut a piece that will stretch from one to the other. Now you don't want glue on this one because you need to be able to remove the jigsaw. Now just flip the whole jig over and then clamp it down to your workstation and then insert your blade. Now we're just going to take a piece of scrap whiteboard just for demonstration purposes, adjust your fence to 10.5 inches, and then run you a square out of that piece. Now, as we've done before, we drilled a hole about 5 inches from the edge and the center of that piece of wood, and we're just going to run it through our bandsaw jig, cutting a complete circle. For more information on this particular jig, just review my sanding disc video. Now we have a perfect 5-inch radius circle. Now we want a 1-inch wide ring, so we're going to measure from the far edge of the blade 4 inches away from that. Now just drill you a hole and then run you a ring shank nail through that hole. Now we're just going to drill a hole 4 inches from the center line to be able to insert our jigsaw blade. Now just insert the blade and the ring shank nail simultaneously, then just start cutting. Well, as you can see, this jig has lots of potential. Now, I didn't take a whole lot of time to make it super adjustable, but I do plan on doing that in the future. But for what it's going to be used for the upcoming project for my birdhouse, I think it'll do just fine. So it might have a few multiple holes because I'm going to have different size circles as well as rings. So you're just going to have to wait and see what that's all about. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that there's several improvements that this jig can have, but for the most part, this is gonna get the job done. One thing you can do, and that I invite you to do, is to check out all of my social media stuff, which can be found right over here. Oh crap, no, right over here. But until then, I hope to see you then, and be sure and be safe in your shops, and I will talk to you very soon.